I don't know much, but I know this much. Chelsea have drawn 0-0 with Liverpool. Managerless Chelsea have come up with a draw against Liverpool, and you just have to ask, oh, how the mighty have fallen. Chelsea and Liverpool, what a game of football this was last season, just a mere season ago. When you would watch Chelsea and Liverpool matches, these encounters were always full. They were on a knife edge. They were full of tenacity, full of efficiency, energy, quality players, rarely putting one foot wrong. And then you watch the game this evening and it was drab. Each team are just a shadow of them former selves. It's really, really crazy how far Chelsea and Liverpool have dropped their standards. It's just a season later, but what can change in a season? It is crazy that we are the same teams. We are unrecognisable from the teams that met so many times last season. FA Cup, Carling Cup final, but I guess it's 4 0-0s in a row. Neither team is able to score, but this one was a bit different. I guess it was more similar to the game we had early on in the season against Liverpool, where we drew 0-0 at Anfield, and it just felt like Liverpool for the taking. I don't think that's really been the case over the past few years, that you could say that about Liverpool, that Chelsea looked like they would, they could come out on top. I think Liverpool have always been that team that we've really, really struggled against when we've played. But tonight, they were for the taking. If we weren't so managerless and in such disarray, I truly believe we could have put Liverpool to the sword. But it wasn't the case. For all the possession and some of the brilliant football that we played at times, it's crazy to think that we didn't manage to score. We didn't manage to register a single goal, but no new story there. Same old situation. No number 9. No goals from midfield. No one can score a goal. Disallowed goals. Offside goals. Same old story. Chelsea can't score. Too much pressure. And even without Graham Potter at the helm, we still were unable to get the job done. You could tell there was a different kind of atmosphere in the first half. I did feel like that Chelsea were really, really trying to, impress and try to, put the past behind them and start a new era, start again with a blank slate. And you could see that there was a lot more efficiency. I really liked Mateo, Enzo and N'Golo in the middle. I thought that was a far more sturdier midfield. I mean, yes, we don't have that attacking threat. We don't have those goals. They're not going to come from those three, but I felt like we were impenetrable. And I've raised a few concerns with the Enzo and Kovacic partnership. I'm not really sure that offers enough stability and enough protection for the back. But I did like how forward N'Golo Kante got, and how we saw him really push forward, and how he was able to sort of link up with Reece James on the right. That's not really an aspect of N'Golo Kante's game, you would say, is a recognisable trait of his, to go forward. But it was great when he did, because he's actually a brilliant dribbler, and he's been missed massively. N'Golo Kante, literally, what a beautiful football player, what a beautiful soul. To see this man back, I mean, it wasn't just a short while ago I was kind of writing him off that he would ever come back to full fitness. Will we ever see him play in the Chelsea shirt again? But oh, how foolish. I mean, if he can get back to full fitness, he walks into any team in the world. But I just have my doubts that he can regain that type of fitness. But on his day, even on his half day, like, he's just unplayable. He was everywhere. Came off to a standing ovation. I mean, he is one exceptional footballer, and it really was the difference. I felt like there were signs of the old Chelsea in glimpses, seeing N'Golo Kante in that role. I felt like that was sort of... It reminded me how unlucky Graham Potter has been not to have N'Golo Kante, because I don't feel like we would have fallen so far from grace had N'Golo Kante been fit and had this played all season. I'm sure that wouldn't have been the case, and I feel like we wouldn't be in the mess we're in. But at the end of the day, those are the cards we've been drawn, and we have no N'Golo Kante for large parts of this season, but we have him now, and this could be the time where we could really go on a run and a surge and look so much more efficient, so much more stable with him in the middle. And there's no reason why we can't sort of see some better performances come. But it's always going to be no goals. No goals. Kai Havertz just looks toothless in front of goal. He had his opportunities. He didn't take them. I mean, it comes off his arm for the second disallowed goal. At the end of the day, it's a one-on-one. How many one-on-ones have we seen been put through now and we've just wasted them? They've gone absolutely nowhere. No killer instincts. And Kai again was guilty of fluffing his lines. He got fortunate that the ball came back off Alisson, but as I mentioned, it hit his arm. And it's just the luck we've got at the moment. Also, Reece James, so unlucky to get that goal disallowed. I felt like he's not at his best, Reece. You can tell he's a bit cautious. He doesn't want to go on those bursting runs. He doesn't want to try and beat too many players. He's not trying his usual cute feints and driving the ball in. We're just putting the ball into the box and there's no one there. The amount of crosses that are just going in, and we just hope someone will get on the end of it, or it will fall to someone who finally will not snatch at it, take their time and put it in the back of the net. It is scarce that that's going to happen. Nobody seems to have that killer instinct. But it was a weird game to watch, honestly, because there were so low expectations for this game. But at the end of the day, it was Liverpool. And Liverpool are not at the races this season either. So it was just so weird what to expect. I feel like both teams would have taken a draw. But considering how much possession we had and how close we went to scoring, I feel like it is a disappointment. But you're never going to be disappointed with a 0-0 to Liverpool, I guess. But just given the circumstances, I guess we just have to take that one. And the road to 40 points continues. Now, lastly, I want to talk about João Felix. João Felix, at times, was dazzling. He had Liverpool in 6s and 7s. Honestly, when he skips past a man, collects the ball in a difficult area, you just think, how has he still got the ball? How is he getting away with this? The arrogance of the man to try some of these audacious moves. Honestly, he truly is breathtaking at times. I feel like he is one quality footballer, but part of me feels like this lone move, these performances, honestly, like they're brilliant at times, but there's no goals at the end of it. There's no assists. And I feel like he really is playing for himself out there. And he's playing for a move in the summer. Whether Chelsea do decide to spend big and meet that asking price, that Atletico have set of 100+ million. I'm not sure we can do that again. But he's going to have some suitors because he is impressing massively. But he's not playing for the team. He's not linking up well enough. I feel like as arrogant as his performances are, he needs that level of arrogance. But Chelsea really need to work as a team at the moment. We really need to find some great link-up plays, find some chemistry. Some team chemistry is a must at the moment. And João Felix, to me, he truly believes he's the man. You know, he's got that Ronaldo arrogance about him, like that he deserves to be the man. He is the main man at this team, but that's really the last thing Chelsea need at the moment. We need a goal scorer, of course, but we need a bit more give and goes, a bit more. Let's get a goal. Let's score. Let's as a team, let's win. Let's not just be so desperate to score and say and play for our own performances and our own player ratings. And I feel like there is an element of that with João, and that's possibly the reason why it's not quite coming off for him in the final third, and he's not getting them goals because it's not natural. Nothing is natural on the attacking line at Chelsea at the moment. There's huge pressure. Kai and João, both of them are getting games week in, week out, and they're not producing, and they're desperate to please, but it's not working, and I think it's backfiring massively. So guys, I don't know what we make of that game. It really was a strange game to watch. Liverpool were there for the taking. We didn't get the job done. 0-0. I mean, we're all just pretty much writing off this Premier League. None of these games really matter. We obviously don't want to lose any more games because the mood around the camp is only going to get worse. But we're all looking for that big game against Real Madrid, and we're also looking at who is going to be our next manager. I felt like the lineup that was picked tonight was decent. It was good to see that midfield trio once again of N'Golo, Kovacic and Enzo. I was a big fan of that. I really enjoyed the way we dominated midfield, but it's too early to look into any long-term tactics and any long-term plans. We're clearly still a team recovering from the sacking of a manager and an abysmal season, and I feel like we just need to do the basics at the moment and not lose games, and we haven't lost a game, so that's more important. Liverpool are, at the end of the day, they can surprise you, they can beat Man United, you know, drub teams, and fortunately we weren't on the end of any drubbings tonight. So guys, let me know what you think. I'd love to know what your thoughts are of this game. Was there any insight? Do you think this will potentially be the same sort of lineup we'll play against Wolves on the weekend? Like this video if you can. It's a huge help. Leave a comment in the comment box. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you in the next one in a bit.